Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from testbook.com.
Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. This is Anjali, your mentor for English, and welcome to testbook.com. I believe a lot of people were waiting for this session, what we are going to start today, that is of double fillers. A variety of questions used to come, and it is coming with the new patterns in your examination. For example, earlier it used to be one blanks, and then subsequently your options would be provided for all of that. But with the time, the pattern of this fill in the blanks has changed over it. Yes. Yes, Sakshi has joined us. Okay. So what I was trying to say is the fill in the blanks, the types of questions what we used to follow till date is just a modification, or you can just say an improved version of the fill in the blanks is nothing but the double fillers. It can be double filler, it can be single filler. The types of questions when I talk about that which you can expect in your banking examinations would be either one blank and then that would be provided with the 4 or 5 options which is there, or the same sentence would be there and the 2 blanks will be there, and subsequently pair of words will be provided to you in the option. Good morning Prabhuda, good morning Rahul. So this can be one of the type of questions where you can have, for example, 2 blanks and 2 pairs, or the one pair as you can say and the 2 words will be followed by that, right? That can be another pattern. Another type what you can expect is you can have 2 blanks or the 2 separate sentences, right? But in the options you will only be provided with one words as in the blank, as in the option, right? So what are you expected to do in such type of questions is the same word you need to choose which should be appropriately be fitting in both the sentences which is provided there. Good morning Akshay, good morning Diksha, good morning Sai. Good morning to all of you guys. We are discussing about the pattern of questions which can be asked under the section of double fillers, or it can be one filler, again it can be 2 filler, or the options provided would be variety, right? So you should not get scared by seeing if there is any change in the pattern of the question, right? See, the basic idea would be what? A sentence will be provided, the number of blanks can be varied, right? And the types of options which will be provided to you, that can vary, right? But ultimately the concept with which you are going to fill the options into that blanks is going to be more or less same, right? The way you used to fill in the blanks in your school days for a sentence, the same thing you are going to make use of the same concept when you are going to fill in 2 blanks or 3 blanks. Just you need to make sure the level with which you are going to encounter with, right? So as good morning to all of you guys, just start with your pen and paper in your hand, because this whole session is going to be more or less practice based rather than a theoretical one, right? Because as you can see, if from the side of a concept based, this question would just be fitting out in terms of the 3 points which I have enlisted here. These 3 points would be clear to you, then it's going to be just a cakewalk for you when you are going to solve such questions, right? So it's just the way we are going to take our sentences, right? For example, the first point which I have written is the context of the sentence, right? The same thing, the same kind of point we have discussed yesterday also about a closed test, if you remember, right? So there also we have understood the types of context which an author can pass to us, right? So with each context, our way of approaching a question will be a bit different. We talk about tones, right? If an author has presented us with a line of a negative tone, so we need to directly eliminate the options which are talking about what? The positive tones, right? The same thing, same rule you have to make an application while solving double fillers as well, right? Good morning, Lopa Mudra. Okay. So, good morning to all of you guys. A very good morning to all of you again. I'm saying so. Don't feel sad if I miss out any names. So, we are quickly seeing the topics as well as the points concerning that, and quickly we'll start the practice session for today's class, right? So, the first point what we have discussed is the context, right? The second one is vocabulary. This becomes very, very important part when it comes to either closed test or the fillers or any of the questions where options are provided in terms of words, right? That means you need to make an application of the contextual uses of those words or the raw meaning of those words, or it can be any particular meaning of those words. Unless you know the actual meaning, it would be very difficult to approach such questions, right? So vocabulary, I'll say, if I have to divide the weightage on that what all points are important, so I will give more weightage to vocabulary, right? Then I'll give my placement, second placement to context of the sentence, and last and third will be start with the easy blank. For example, if a sentence is provided with 2 or more blanks, right? So you have an option, even if you cannot figure it out that what should be the right option for first blank, right? Still we have one another chance to go from the another blank, right? So it is not necessary that you have to start answering your answer by looking at the first blank and the first options which is provided for that, right? So you don't need to worry that in which order you are filling the blanks for, right? Unless you are right. So it might be possible that if 4 pairs of words have been provided to you, right? If you have 2 blanks in the sentence, okay? So that means if the first word, the first listed words in all the blanks, you are unknown to them, right? But the second part or the second, the word of those pair are known to you, right? So it's a good idea to go for the second blank first, right? So it will not distort the meaning, isn't it? And if you would have understood the context in which your sentence has been provided, so it will not create problem that whether you are going for the first blank or for the second blank, right? So order can be different. For example, I believe that vocabulary can be one of the strongest point to go for in double fillers. You can understand that context can also play a good role. So we don't have to worry about the order with which we are ranking the importance of these points. You just have to make sure when you're attempting these questions, always keep these 3 things in your mind. And even though when you will be preparing for your examinations for such kind of a question pattern, you need to make sure that you go through thoroughly through these points, I believe. Okay. Yes, Sakshi, we'll start the question as soon as possible. It's just a brushing up of some of the important points which you can make use of. You can practice a lot of questions even on our site testbook.com, where you can have ample number of questions, right? So do not always be in a hurry to attempt the question. Always try to understand that if a question has been provided in the pattern of double fillers, what they are asking for. Are they asking just you to need to tick any of the options, or they're actually trying to understand your contextual knowledge or your knowledge of vocabulary on those questions, right? So once you understand what the question is demanding out of you, it becomes very easy to attempt those questions. So I believe most of you would be eagerly waiting for the question to get started. So without any delay, we can have our first question on your screen, guys. So the first question is there in front of your screen, guys. Read very carefully the question, the instructions which is given there. Yes, Aditi will have classes of top 100 most important vocab. Don't worry about it with the upcoming. We already have such courses in our website, as well as we'll try to incorporate the thing which you are asking for. So don't worry about it. As of now, attempt the question which is there on your screen. Akshay, Anivesh and Bharti has given option as 3. Yes, Prabodha, that is quite clear that first blank is going to be allegation because you have that option only. Yes, Rajneesh, it's C, okay. By looking at the option, we can make a clue that first option can only be filled with allegation word. That means you need to have a look at the second blank only. Okay, Anivesh says notoriety is like getting famous by wrongdoings. Fine. So the sentence says, in the West, the judges said a woman may level a false blank of sexual molestation against a man because she may be wanting to gain. Okay. So we got to know we are talking about in the context of a judge or in the court or the trial about some accusations being made by a woman on a man, right? So that's why allegation makes sense, because allegation means what? Accusing somebody, right? You are blaming somebody for any crime you think that person would have done. So allegation makes sense for the first blank. Fine. Of sexual molestation against a man because she may be wanting to gain. Okay. So it is giving an aim that why a woman can frame a false case on a man, because she wants something, right? Now if we talk about the second options, right? So first option is given a diffusion. Diffusion means what? Diffusion is a process, right, to get scattered. Nobody would want to gain scattering as a word, right? So first option can be eliminated. Neurosis, even though you don't know the meaning of the whole word, at least you can figure out the word is starting with neuro, isn't it? If you're aware of the root words, neuro is somewhat dealing with what? The nerves, or let's say mental being, right? Either nerves or mental being, right? So neurosis, the actual meaning is mental illness. So even though you don't know the actual word, at least you can figure out neuro. Neuro goes with your either your mental or being nerves with, right? So that option can also be negated because that will be out of context in that question, right? Third goes with notoriety. Yes, a lot of people have given answer as notoriety is being famous for wrongdoings. You want to seek fame, right? You want to raise your name in front, like you want to be in the news, right? So that goes with notoriety. Anybody know about the word cornucopia? If you see the fourth option, cornucopia. Yes, Rahul, option 3, Vivek says 3, nerves, okay. So, if we talk about cornucopia, it's actually a very interesting word. What does it say? If you would have seen a animal's horn, right? It might be a shape of something, a curved one. If that horn is filled with a lot of flowers, fruits, and a lot of items on it, right? That it can be, the items will be dropping out of that horn, right? So that is cornucopia. Or if you didn't understand what it actually means, you can at least frame it something which is plentiful, which is in excess. Or if you can always go and click about cornucopia in your Google and go to the images, not the meaning, right? You will have a far better idea that what cornucopia is. Fine. So cornucopia is again going out of context in this question. So the next slide will be highlighting the right answer in front of you. That was option 3. And all of you were right for this blank. Great. Okay. So I believe this question would be fine with you. We can move ahead for the next question. So the next question is there in front of your screen, guys. So again the question is offered with 2 blanks and a pair of words are given in the options. Akshay, Diksha and Prabhuda says 3, Nayak says option 4. Okay. Anivesh option C. Sakshi says 3. You can also write the hint if you would have got any while attempting this question. That answer would be welcome here, right? Instead of only giving option as an answer, if any clue you would have found, you can also write that in your comment box. Vivek 3, Lopamudra 1, Rajneesh 3. Okay. Aravind says 2. Sudeep says 2. Okay. Vivek says affects and corrosive. Fine. Okay. So most of the answers are biased with option 3. Okay. Vivek says homelessness can affect someone, not influence or hits. Okay. Okay, Anivesh has also come with an answer. We are talking about repercussions of being homeless. So 3, 4 should be considered. Okay. So Anivesh is going with either of the options. Fine. Prabhuda says it talks about the impact of homelessness. Fine. Okay. So again, the first point what we have discussed in the session, the starting of the session, that you need to make use of in this sentence. That's it. Because even though homelessness we are talking about, now homelessness cannot be taken in a positive way. It would certainly have what? A bad impact or a bad effect, or it can be anything, right? On somebody or on a lot of people. So homelessness comes into the context, so all the positive tone should be eliminated, right? Now you need to eliminate all the options which is talking about the positive tone. For example, option 1, right? It has impact in the first blank. It can be one of the potential answer for this blank, but it is the second blank. If you see, it is having positive. That means your after comma, what you are going to put in, its positive effect on people's self-esteem and well-being is uniform. How can a homelessness have a positive impact or a positive effect on somebody, and that too we are talking about self-esteem, right? So option 1 will be eliminated. For the same reason, option 2 will also be eliminated, right? Again, you have a developing effect. Fine. Now you are left with option 3 and option 4. Fine. Now if you see option 3, the first word what we have in our hand is affect, and second one says hits. Fine. Okay, affects is there. So homelessness. Homelessness can also affect as well as hit. There is no doubt onto it, because that is coming as a process which can impact our life. So it can affect as well as it can hit us. Fine. So the first blank is not going to help us in this. Now we have to move for the second blank. Fine. It's even though homelessness, people in different ways, its dash effect on people's self-esteem and well-being is uniform. Now either it would be corrosive or it would be destructive, right? Now you need to understand the degree or the level with which we are talking about. A lot of people were asking corrosive means what? Corrosive is actually coming from the word corrosion. Corrosion, you understand, the rusting of the iron, right? In Hindi, as you can say, jung, right? So that rusting of iron is actually slowly damages the metal on which it would have been to, right? So it will slowly destroy that, right? But destructive is something we're talking about in a minute to destroy something, right? And it's not a gradual process. So as you can understand, corrosive is a gradual process of a destruction, and destructive is something instant. Now you need to think what should be the second blank here. Homelessness is going to impact or have an effect on somebody's life gradually, because we're talking about self-esteem and well-being, right? So self-esteem is all about the respect and all about the way you take all your moral deeds about something, right? So that goes with corrosive, not destructive. So the next slide will be highlighting the answer for this question that is there on your screen. That is option number 3. I guess you would have understood the second blank appropriately for this, right? The corrosive effect is something gradual. Vivek says hits is used in flood and tsunami like that. Yes, Vivek, that is not a problem that hits it. You would have also heard that inflation hits India, right? So that is also a process, but still as a process it is hitting somebody. So that can be one of the contextual uses, and hits cannot, we can say that it is completely wrong in context of this sentence, right? So basically you would have to see the second blank in order to make right this particular question. I believe this question would be fine with all of you guys. Then we can move ahead on to the next question that is there in front of your screen, guys. So a different patterned question is there in front of you guys. Till now we saw double fillers. Read the direction carefully. Yes, Vivek, you are right. Destruction is an immediate effect. Corrosive is a gradual one. Akshay, Anivesh, Sumit and Gokul, Diksha, Prabhuda all have given option 5 as their answer. Brijnandan 5, Rajneesh 5, Nayak, Sangeeta 5. Okay. Till now, whomsoever has provided the answer are going with option number 5. That must be a potential answer to go for. Okay. So you have one blank and 4 options or the 4 words are provided to you, and you need to understand or choose an option which the 2 words or the pair of the words which is given in the option would be appropriately fitting in that blank. That means it can be more than one word which will be best fit as a contextual usage there. Yes. Prabhuda says it goes appropriate with the context. Fine. Shravan says 5. Aravind 5 because tribute and achievements not suit here. Okay. Okay, fine. So yes, I would not take much time into this question because that can be a level 1 question if you are attempting this. The ever growing population, right? So we are actually talking about one of the concerning issues. So again, the tone can be slightly negative when we are taking this sentence in terms of a context. So we need to eliminate the positive options as a lot of people are already commenting, right? So out of these 4 words, the positive words what you can see is a tribute. Tribute is what? You pay something as a factor of or as a symbol of gratitude to somebody, right? Tribute. Achievement again goes with a positive tone. That means you would have done something and you gained a fame or you gained a pride in doing that, right? That is an achievement. So now hurdles and concern. Hurdle is the word that means something that acts as a barrier, right? Or a blocking agent. And concerns means something which acts as an issue to you, right? So the next slide will be highlighting the right answer in front of you guys. That is option number 5. And very much kudos to all of you who have given the right answer for this blank. Great guys, great going. Keep solving questions like this. So the next slide will be highlighting the next question in front of your screen. Yes, Sujoy, Subrat, Kalyani, it's 5. All of you are right about this question. So the next question is there in front of your screen, guys. Again, a different patterned question. Read the direction carefully. Sangeeta and Sujoy are with option 2, Akshay 1, Shravan 4, Vartika 1, Gokul 1, Shravan 4, okay, Nayak 1. So there's a mixed response coming from 1, 2 and 4, okay. This can be an easy one, guys. Just carefully look at all the options. Understand or analyze the potential of all those options, you will surely get a right answer. Okay, Kalyani, Arvind, Pranav, Sumit, Rajneesh, all are with option 1. Okay. Sudeep says 2, Rajneesh 1. Fine. So now the options are, or the answers are again getting biased with option 1. Fine. Okay, so first of all, we'll try to understand the meaning of the options which is given there, right? Optional is something you have a choice about that. Second one is complementary. Now, I would like to take your attention over here is, are you aware of these two words? The first one is with LI, complement. Another one is LE, complement, right? The first word, it is a part of a common confusable word, guys, if you know. The first compliment is praising somebody. For example, you can compliment somebody that how they dressed up, right? So you can praise. That goes with first compliment, right? But the second compliment, you would have always heard that there's a complimentary breakfast provided in this hotel, right? That means that is something which completes it. And it is offered as a free thing when you are booking a room in a hotel, let's say. So that goes with something which completes, right? So you need to understand that this sentence is talking about the word which is actually LIMENT. That means something which you are talking about in the terms of praise. So will it be a suitable one to go for? Third goes with free. Fourth goes with approving, right? Approve is something you have given your consent. You are agreeing to the things which is offered to you. And fifth one is comprehensive. Comprehensive means which includes all the details, right? When I say there is a comprehensive course of English on our website testbook.com, that means that course would be including in and out of all the topics which can be covered in the English language, right? So that is a comprehensive thing, something which includes a lot of details into it, right? So once you are aware with the meaning of all these 5 words, I believe this would have been a bit easier to go for, right? Okay, Prabhuda says comprehensive and complementary both mean the same thing. In a way, Prabhuda, in a way, yes. Vivek says optional subjects by second option, so I will be with option number 1. Fine. So the next slide will be highlighting the right answer in front of you guys. That is option number 1. That's optional. So the first sentence actually goes in, the record of status 2 was made optional and in 1856 was omitted from the schedule. And the second says students chose what kind of subjects along with the core one. This sentence would have been easier to go for first, guys, because this is giving you a clear picture that what option is the best fit here. So you will choose optional subjects along with core curriculum. Fine, I believe this question would be fine with you. We can move ahead with our next question. That is there in front of your screen, guys. Again 2 blanks and 1 word is there. Read the sentence very carefully, guys, and then go for the options. Okay, Nayak says 5, that is motion. Vartika, caliber. Okay. Akshay 2, that's parity. Sujoy says 5, motion. Sumit says option 2, that's parity again. Prabhuda 4, Vivek 4, Neelam 1. Nuru says Alakriti. Okay, Rajneesh 4. Diksha 4, Sudeep 1. Okay. Prabhuda says motion and caliber both are vague, so ruled out immediately. Okay, motion and caliber. Okay. So if you're going with the options first, guys, just to make you know that if you know all the meaning of it, just to have a quick revision. Caliber. When I say, do you have a caliber to attempt and succeed in the banking exam? That means caliber is potential, right? Caliber means potential to go for. Parity. Parity is something you're being equal, or when we are talking about at par, right? Something estimation. Motion doesn't suits in number 1 blank. Okay. With amazing motion you mean to say, Vivek? Fine. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that motion should be ruled out from this particular blank because this is not making sense. Fine. Okay. Vague also deemed suited, so can't go with that. Okay. Fine. Suspenders, if I say, suspender is actually something which blocks the movement, or as an elastic cap you would have seen that blocks something, right? Alakriti. Alakriti means, okay, I will give you the meaning of this word through this word only. For example, just understand or see this word very carefully, guys. Alakriti, the word is given here, right? I will take the part of this word which is given in Kriti. Can I associate Kriti with creativity? And creativity, I believe a lot of you people would be knowing, right? Creativity. So actually, Alakriti's meaning is being creative or being eager to know something or show eagerness. Fine, guys, I believe the word Alakriti would be clear to you and a very good way to learn it as well, right? You don't need to mug it up. Alakriti, Kriti, the part word is there in the word, and Kriti can be associated with creativity. And this creativity will invoke what? Eagerness. So that's the meaning of this word goes in. And motion, I believe you know, something which is in the dynamic state. Now, if we go with this particular blank in first one, nevertheless, in the previous century, it was decided with amazing. Now, you demand one adjective over there, right? Because you are describing something with a word amazing. So, you need to remove all those words or eliminate the words which are not adjective over here, right? That empires belong to the past and the future would belong to the nation states. Now, for the second blank, the kid jumped with. Now, jump and motion would not go in hand, right? Now, when you are saying jumping, so you cannot use suspenders over there because that would block that movement, okay? Again, parity will not make sense over there because you are not talking about something in equality. Caliber, the kid jumped with caliber, with the potential. Now, isn't it sounding incomplete? Potential of what? Caliber of what? Not cannot be jumping in order to reach somewhere. Has this message would been given in the sentence, that would have make sense. So the next slide will be highlighting the right answer in front of you guys. That is option number 4. That is first option, or the first blank is going with amazing Alakriti, right? And the second one goes with the kid jumped with Alakriti. That means eagerness, when his mother told him that he could buy anything from the toy store. That means he becomes so enthusiastic. Fine. I believe this question would be easy, and add one new word into your vocabulary, guys. That is Alakriti. That means creativity or eagerness to know something. Fine. So the next slide will be highlighting the next question in front of you guys. Again, two blanks are there with only one word in the option. So make sure the word which you choose should appropriately fit both the blanks. Okay, Kalyani says, okay, so Joy says 5, Nuru says backlash. Diksha, Sumit, Akshay, Neelam, Anivesh says backlash. Sumit says option 3, that is repay. Prabhuda says questions are helpful for, yes Prabhuda, why not? In a way, if you're a bit worried about the pattern, take it in other way. Let's say if these words can come as an option for your any synonym antonym question of your RC, any option as in terms of your closed test, then what would happen, right? Then don't be worried that whether these are very much relevant for your preparation for any other examination, because these words are free of are being freed of any of the examination which it can be asked to, right? Because words format can change, but the meaning and its application is going to be fixed, right? So a lot of people are biased with option number 5. Okay, Vivek says feedback doesn't suit in number 2 sentence. Fine. So yes, that's the way or that's the approach you should go ahead. It's not always mandatory that you read the first sentence and you went to the option and you didn't get the idea, now you are stuck there. No, quickly move on to the second sentence. Maybe the second sentence would make more sense to you. So there also you can hit the right option over there. So you need to actually understand what all these words mean. Okay. So if we see the options first, guys, we have feedback. That means you, for example, after this class, if I can ask you the feedback, that means I want the reaction of you guys after this class, whether you like it or not like it, whether you find it relevant or not relevant, right? So actually I'm asking for a reaction when I'm asking for a feedback. Fine. Second goes with retort. For example, somebody pass a comment to you, right? Now you are very angry and you want to pass a more bitter comment to that person. That means you are very angry and your reply is also passing a bitter comment to somebody, right? So you are giving your reaction, but it's far more bitter and in far more in an angry mood, right? So that goes with retort. Repay, I believe you know, when you are paying something again, for example, you would have taken a loan. Now you had to repay the loan. Do you understand the context where repay can be used to? Now we have the word repose. That means clever reply to an insult. For example, somebody insulted you and went away, right? But you can, instead of being offended, you took it in a positive way that, okay, I am going to mend my ways and I'll never talk to this guy again. That means you are having a clever reply to a bitter comment or a remark being passed to you. Now backlash. Backlash is the word that means you get very angry criticism of somebody, right? For example, there is a rally ongoing, fine, of any political party or any political campaign, right? But a lot of oppositions will have their negative reaction and they attack to that rally and bring chaos around the whole city, right? So it was a backlash. That means something get flopped over there. So backlash is the negative reaction which is coming in. Fine. So in these sentences, if we are going with the first one, the government is facing an angry. So as soon as we got to know the reaction is something going in a way that is in an angry mode, right? And that too from whom? The voters over the new tax. That means the government would have implemented a new process which was not taken in a positive way by whom? The public, right? So what should be the reaction? Second option says the campaign in the popular press mobilized a. So again we are talking about a campaign, and what was the reaction about that? Again the word has been used as against. So we got to know the tone of these two sentences are going in a bit negative way, because in first sentence we have angry, and the second sentence we are talking about against a very idea of welfare state itself. So the next slide will be highlighting the right answer in front of you, and that is option number 5, guys. Most of you were right here. That is a backlash. First goes with angry backlash, and second goes with mobilized a backlash against the very idea. Yes, Vivek, all the other option 4 means to give, but last one means to receive. Fine, that's a very good way to approach it. Jay says backlash may be the correct answer. It's not maybe, Jay, we have already provided you the answer. It is the right answer. So here it is. These were the questions we discussed today, guys, about the double fillers. You witnessed different types of patterns, right? We saw two fillers and the pairs of words given as an option to you. Then one blank and then two options, right? Then two blanks and one option. So there was a variety of the pattern of questions we saw, which can be predictably coming in your examination, right? So we'll see a lot of such questions as well as a lot of such sessions in our upcoming classes, guys. So in the next class, most probably that will be tomorrow at same time, we are going to discuss or going to come with a new topic in front of you. So till the time we meet again, keep practicing, keep solving a lot of questions, guys, and a very happy learning to all of you. Thank you.